Today I am going to show you a powerful way to push your immigration case forward when nothing else seems to work. It is called a Mandamus lawsuit. Hello everyone, I am immigration attorney Arif Gozel. If your immigration case has been stuck for a long time without any progress, this video might be exactly what you need. Make sure to watch till the end and share it with those who might need it. First, let's clearly understand what a Mandamus lawsuit actually is. In simple terms, a Mandamus is a legal action filed in federal court to force government agencies to make a decision on a pending immigration application that has been unreasonably delayed. So, you are essentially suing the state for not completing the process in the time period they were supposed to do so. It doesn't guarantee that your case will be approved, but it forces the government to finally make a decision. You might be wondering whether your case qualifies for a Mandamus lawsuit. Well, it is not always a simple answer, and USCIS's processing times aren't always reliable. That's why only an experienced Mandamus attorney can truly evaluate whether your delay is unreasonable and whether a federal lawsuit could succeed. USCIS regularly updates its estimated processing times, but these timelines are often misleading. In fact, we believe they are intentionally inflated to discourage people from making inquiries or taking legal action. For example, I do remember when marriage-based green cards are typically approved in 4 or 5 months, USCIS was listing the processing time as 14 months. That doesn't reflect what's actually happening in most cases. So don't rely on the website alone. If you have been waiting far too long with no clear updates, your case might be eligible for a Mandamus lawsuit even if the website says otherwise. You can actually find out your eligibility in minutes. Just fill out our free eligibility form below and we will let you know if a Mandamus lawsuit is a smart move for your case. Here is an example of a real case to illustrate. One of our clients filed a green card application based on marriage at the beginning of 2023. While many similar applications were decided within 4 to 6 months, his case was still pending after a year and a half. During this time, his family back home was severely affected by a devastating earthquake and he had already lost his father and suffered serious health issues himself. The stress from waiting also impacted his ability to work, adding even more pressure. He repeatedly asked USCIS to expedite his application, but they ignored him every single time. Finally, he reached out to us and we filed a Mandamus lawsuit on his behalf. Just 8 days after filing the lawsuit, USCIS approved his green card. After waiting more than 18 months, his entire situation changed in just over a week. Another story from another client in San Francisco. My asylee client had applied for both a refugee travel document and a green card after asylum approval. His applications were stuck for nearly a year. Because of this delay, he couldn't travel for business or see his family. When we stepped in and filed a Mandamus lawsuit, his travel document was approved within just 18 days and his green card followed shortly after, approved within 22 days. We have helped hundreds of asylum applicants who had been waiting over 4 or 5 years, whether for their initial interviews or for a decision after the interview. From Newark Asylum Office to Arlington, Miami, Houston, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, Boston, Tampa, and beyond, we have successfully filed Mandamus lawsuits across all asylum offices in the US. Many of our clients finally secured their long-delayed interviews and could move forward with confidence and peace of mind. Even if your current asylum attorney isn't familiar with Mandamus lawsuits, that's completely okay. The Mandamus process can be handled by a separate attorney. In fact, it is very common for your asylum lawyer and your Mandamus lawyer to be different. These clients were finally able to move forward with their lives, whether it meant traveling abroad to see family, resuming their careers, or planning their future without uncertainty. You might ask yourself, if it is so effective, why don't more people, more immigrants use Mandamus lawsuits? Well, many immigrants hesitate because they are worried about upsetting the government or provoking retaliation. I completely understand this concern, especially since many of you might come from countries where challenging the government is risky. But let me reassure you, in the United States, filing a Mandamus lawsuit is completely legal and there is no evidence or whatsoever that it leads to a harsher treatment or retaliation from immigration authorities. You are not suing anyone personally, you are not demanding money or compensation, you are simply asking the government to do its job and decide on your application. And most importantly, they know how backlogged they are. Also, filing a Mandamus lawsuit has many benefits and honestly there is no real downside. It won't negatively affect your underlying immigration application in any way. Instead, it helps your case move forward because it brings it directly to the attention of the government attorneys. If your Mandamus case is successful, you will finally get the decision you have been waiting for, and you can start making clear plans for your future. Even in the worst case scenario, let's say the Mandamus lawsuit didn't work out, your original immigration application stays exactly the same. Nothing gets delayed, nothing gets worse. You simply continue waiting just like before. Let's talk a bit more about the process. When you file a Mandamus lawsuit, you first submit a formal complaint to a federal court. This complaint is then officially served to USCIS or the relevant immigration agency, which has 60 days to respond. But usually, instead of responding directly to the lawsuit, the government agency prefers to simply review your case again and resolve the issue as quickly as possible. In other words, the lawsuit itself often achieves its purpose with settlement without ever needing to go to trial. Many people assume that just because their case is stuck in security checks or still processing, they can't take legal action, but that is simply not true. Security checks or background reviews do not prevent you from filing a Mandamus lawsuit. In fact, many of our successful cases were delayed exactly for those reasons. The only real exception is when your delay is caused by the visa bulletin being retrogressed, meaning even if USCIS wanted to approve your case, a visa number is not available yet. In that scenario, a Mandamus lawsuit unfortunately won't speed things up. This is why it is so important to get a professional legal opinion. Every situation is different, and we are here to help you understand whether a federal lawsuit can actually get your case moving. Mandamus lawsuits aren't limited to cases within the US. If you have visa applications delayed at US consulates abroad, a Mandamus lawsuit can be extremely effective here as well. This works similarly for both family-based and employment-based visa applications stuck at overseas consulates. If this video was helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more immigration-related content. Share this with anyone you think might benefit, and drop your questions in the comment section below. See you in the next video.